Welcome to the Philippines Project. My name is Randall Meek, and I'll be your guide today as we go with a neighbor into Iloilo City and visit the Central Market downtown. So strap in and just enjoy the music in the background and the scenery, life in the Philippines as we know. Right now we're inside of a jeepney and just kind of getting around some construction. It actually feels pretty good in the jeepney because, as you can see, there's not many people in there. And you can see the construction going on in the background. You see the traffic around the other side. Well, when we get up to a certain point, we hop out and we're going to hop onto this little bus and it takes us all the way down to the Central Market, which you see right there. And first thing I like to hit this corner of the Central Market. It's got all the woven basket products, anything that they can weave together. They bring that in out of the mountains. Who knows where it all comes from? I'd would like to know. But yeah, look at that basket. I mean, I'm just amazed at people that actually put together things with their hands. You know, they probably get paid a very minimum to do that, and then they sell it. But most of these people, I believe, probably in business for themselves, and these sellers are the same way. There's my neighbor looking at a little delicate, looks like a plant basket of some sort. Yeah, so, I mean, this is downtown Iloilo, and yeah, I mean, you can't find these things just anywhere. I mean, you're not going to find too many of them in the U.S. If you are, it's going to be at some, I don't even know, that like used to be a Pier 1 Imports or something like that, but you know, these little baskets, little blue and just regular natural color bamboo baskets, just everything just hanging around, and they're super cheap. I bought a couple of baskets a few days ago down there. They were 20 pesos a piece, so a little over $1. I got 3 of them. There's woven mats that actually a lot of families sleep on, you know, especially out in the country. If they have a Baha'i kubo, a rest house, or whatever, they'll lay down on those mats. My wife actually used to sleep on those when she was a kid. And so, you know, compare that with what you've got. I'd say that, you know, those are still in existence. There's still people using them. You can see my wife there as she turns around. Everybody's still wearing masks. This was earlier in the year. And our neighbor behind her, they're going to be both trying on hats here in a minute. But I don't know the fascination with hats, but women, they can certainly try on a hat or two. I just shoot up there. A lot of these different baskets are really well made and very decorative. I like these little tiny ones. I don't know, I like small stuff. But then there's just a variety of Filipino brooms they call a walis, and just tons of stuff hanging from the ceilings there. I don't know, just many items for sale. And it's kind of pan out here to the right, and you see some guys sitting here at a table, and I kind of chat them up a little bit. I kind of stop right here by this pole, and I don't like to just walk up and just stick a camera in somebody's face, but you can see there's a lot of different independent stalls that sell a lot of these different baskets. I like the ones there, the dark brown ones, man, those are pretty cool. But they have a couple little outdoor cafe like things where those guys were sitting. There's an old guy here just sitting drinking his coffee in the, you know, probably 95-degree weather. You know, they drink coffee all the time around here. And I used to know, you know, I'd run it, and you probably have too, run into that old man that's, you know, he's out there in the 100-degree weather, got long sleeves on, he's drinking a cup of coffee, and he tells you it cools him off. You know, I don't know if I buy that or not. But these guys were pretty chill. I mean, these guys sitting there, and you know, he paid me some compliments. I know a little bit of their national language, and he thought that was cool. So they like foreigners in the Philippines. I mean, you know, they're very accepting, and you know, you always hear, especially about America, oh, everybody hates America. Well, they don't in the Philippines. certainly don't in Iloilo City. They like the tourism dollars that Europeans and Americans and any type of expat or leisure travel person brings to their country. You can see they got a whole pickup truck there, just full of different stuff. I think next time I'm going to ask them, where they get this stuff from. Where does it come in from? Because I'm just a curious guy, So, yeah, my wife finally comes up and she kind of talks to the guy there. There's some more decorative stuff made out of. I don't know exactly what they're weaving all this stuff with. But there certainly is quite a variety. Look at all these people sitting along just. I don't know if they're taking advantage of some free Wi-Fi or what. There's several little food stalls as you walk, and toward the end, there's a sports mega world. I guess they got sporting equipment. There's a Army surplus here somewhere. They sell a lot of bags for guys and girls, just to hang over your shoulders so you can carry your money and all the rest. Look at those purses, and I mean, it's just so much stuff. We just keep walking, and that's on the outside. Close to the street, so yeah, there's just a lot of people out here selling stuff. So that to me, that's one of my favorite. That is my favorite part of Central Market. We're going to be making a left here in a little bit after we pass a few more people taking breaks, and selling food, and we'll walk on into the market. And here we go, and it's mostly covered on the inside. If it pours down rain, there's always a place you can kind of get out of the rain. And so yeah, you'll see as we go in, there's tarps and just different things. It's kind of interesting to be in the market when it rains. It's just water kind of goes everywhere. It's just an interesting experience. You see right there on the corner, there's some salt. They sell it in bags. I don't know really where they get it from. Not very informational on this stuff, am I? But it is salt, I assure you. And then the little green round citrus there, calamansi, kind of like a lime, that's used every day, almost in every most dishes that they have here. You just kind of, it's like your own personal little lime. You just kind of cut it, and you just kind of squeeze the juice out and put it on your, kind of like a lime on Mexican food. Bunch of skewers. You can buy enough skewers if you want to make your own barbecue on a stick, and a marinated meat. And a lot of people that sell that on the roadside, they'll buy their skewers here and in bulk, and they'll go back and there'll be vendors on the side of the road using those skewers. They'll marinate the meat, and then they'll skewer it up and and they'll sell it for about 10, 15 pesos. That is muscovado sugar. It's kind of a local sugar there. It's sweet, kind of caramelly tasting. Caramelly, what a name. But that kind of has a caramel taste to it. There's some good fresh mangoes there. And if you see anything in there that you recognize I didn't mention, go down in the comments right now and put down some of your impressions. You see that I'm just amazed at all the tarps and the way they hang them. Now, this whole section right here, it's just a big aisle of a multitude of dried fish and fish paste and chilies, just everywhere. I mean, it's a long aisle, and you can just pick whatever, some bananas sitting on the side, kind of lets you cook with. And then you see some open stands. There's some guys down here making lumpia wrappers, kind of like an egg roll wrapper. You see those? And they're back there making those right now, as we walk by. And just various, whatever they can sell, they're trying to sell. Yeah, you get to see some empty ones, not too many empty ones. At the time of this recording, it was early in the year, 2022. And so yeah, I'm just walking down through here, just checking out all the different foods, and there's a lot of dried fish in this place, a lot of varieties. Here we go. Try to get a little bit of action on the lumpia wrapper. They've got a heated table back there, See how he presses that dough down, and the other guy's picking it up, stack it up, the other guy's putting it down. Pretty interesting stuff. And they make those yellow wrappers out of it. And they'll fill not these guys, but they just sell the wrappers, but you know, they will fill these with, you know, sometimes you fill them with anything. But mostly you'll have pork, chicken, garlic, onions, carrots, stuff like that. There's a dog. I don't know what happened to this guy, but golly, his eyes or ears look like they've been cut off. And you may be a dog person. You may wonder, or you may know why they did this. I don't really know, but actually doesn't look too good, to be honest. Looks like he'd been mistreated, but I could be wrong about that. I'm often wrong about stuff, so don't take my advice. There's some more guys doing it, doing lumpia wrappers. I guess they sell out quite a bit. So we just continue. You can see it's starting to get wet on the floor. Usually that means you're close to meats and fish and stuff like that, but we'll see. Looks like we got a lot of eggs. But just, you take the long view, like in front of my wife there. That goes way down there. I mean, any direction you turn, just tons and tons. And this is kind of a pseudo wholesale center. Bunch of dried fish there on the left. Little tiny fish, big fish. It's almost like the bubblegum shrimp thing, you know. It's what kind of dried fish do you want? You know, they got it all. I'm not big on dried fish. I really haven't eaten very much of it. I'm gonna try some and just kind of see if there's some that I like. Now I have taken, it's little tiny like an anchovy. It's dried. They call it delice, and like that right there. And you can just take that stuff, heat a little bit of oil in a pan, and throw that in there, crisp it up, salt it, and just eat it with rice. It's actually pretty good. It's not bad at all. It's I call it the bacon of the Philippines. You know, it's crispy, it's salty, it's served in the morning, and you can see various sundry other types of fish. I don't know, I can't identify all the fish, but there's a fish paste there, that purple blob back there my wife's pointing at. Yeah, there's a lot of things I don't understand about Filipino cuisine, but I eat most of it, but I don't have that much experience with it. So, yeah, this is just mainly, this is mainly the dried fish part of it. They, in the Philippines, they have this breakfast meat. Usually it's a pork or chicken called tocino, and it's a sweet breakfast meat that you cook, and the sugar is already, the sugar and whatever they put on it kind of caramelizes on the meat, and you put it on your plate. Well, they have, fixing to walk up here, they have what's called fish tocino, and it's sweet. I've never tasted it. Now this guy kind of explains it to me here. Not really jumping at the first opportunity to try it either, but you know, who knows, it may be pretty good. A friendly market guy, he's just kind of explaining what he's doing, and that's how you learn. You know, that's how you learn stuff. So. But I was starting to say earlier, like all this dried fish, people will come down to Iloilo City to the central market, like vendors, and they'll load up on supplies. And you may see this dried fish here. You may see it up in Pavia. You may see it, you know, in the smaller areas. You may just see it on the roadside for sale. You know, whatever a vendor decides to sell, they can come down here and get it for a pretty cheap price, and then mark it up a little bit, and you know, they sit there all day and they sell what they sell. You know, you see that all across the Philippines. It's like, man, they just seem like they're selling the same stuff. That's the fish tocino there. It's a breakfast protein, you know. Maybe next time I'll pick up a little bit and I'll do a video on the first time this American dude Taste Fish Tocino. So yeah, we're getting ready to walk back out. Going to get back out in the traffic a little bit, and I don't know. The lady that's with us, our neighbor, she knows Iloilo City a lot better than we do, and she takes us a few places. She's got a little bit to do. I think they're going to go to a fabric store or something like that. But yeah, you can see the vendors already. If you don't get vertigo from my camera there. But I'm just going to kind of let music play here a little bit, and once we get into something a little more interesting, I'll get back with you. But you'll see a lot of vendors and stuff on the right, little stores where, again, it's a wholesale, kind of a wholesale, air quotes wholesale down here that they'll take on, buy it, sell it somewhere. So we're out of the market, and we're just walking along the street, and even though we're not in the central market, per se, you can see there's a lot of like people that have small roadside calendarias or little food shops. They can buy stuff there. I mean, it's just a bunch of just wholesale items. If you want to start a business in the Philippines, come down here and pick out what you're going to sell, and it may or may not work, but you're not going to be out a lot of money. And look at the cookware, a lot of aluminum cookware, and some kind of pot metal or something that may not be aluminum. I don't know, but a lot of cooking's done in those type of pots. So we're just kind of on the way back, doing a little walking around town, but then we're going to be getting on a jeepney here in a little bit and headed back to Pavia. So yeah, here we got on a jeepney. I got lucky this afternoon. Got to sit in the front seat, so that's a great ride. There's no squishing together in the back every time somebody gets on. No kids sitting in your lap, or you don't have to hold a chicken. So I'm actually joking about the chicken. They don't allow that, but I have seen some pretty strange things happen on buses and jeepneys. I've seen chickens and goats on buses before. Those unair conditioned type that fly through the Philippines. But yeah, I can sit up front with the driver. You can see the little change outfit up there, and he puts change in different ones. And we're getting ready to take off. We've rode back through town on that little white bus we went down on, and all the way down to central part of Iloilo. There's one of those buses I'm talking about. So we come all the way back to this little mall. It's kind of like a transportation hub of sorts. The jeepneys sit here at the GT Mall, and you get out of the white bus and you go walk down. You catch this jeepney headed towards Pavia. So that's where we're headed to right now, and just kind of waiting for him to take off. He's going to take off here in a little bit. And we're off. So he'll get back out in traffic. He's going to have to come up here and turn around. There's a lot of construction going on close to Pavia in a little town or district called Unka, spelled Unka. And they're building what they call a flyover. And basically it's in Missouri we'd say a viaduct or a raised bridge / road project that takes, it's going to just make your journey out of Iloilo City a little faster if you're headed towards Pavia, or if you're you don't want to get off at Pavia, you don't want to stop at Pavia, you can just keep on going. And so you can see in front of me that little red sticker that says Pavia. I'll pull it up there. There you go. And there's another jeepney right there. Who knows where they're headed? There's taxi on the side of the road, and all kind of transportation. Sometimes you have to stand out there and wait on it a little bit, but usually it's not too bad. This is kind of coming into our town. Breeze blowing through the jeepney. You think, oh, it's hot. It's not air conditioned. Yeah, you're going to sweat a little bit, but you really would be surprised, especially if you're on the side, if you're in the front like me, or if you're on the side of the jeepney that the sun's not shining. Then you're pretty much good to go as long as it's moving. Now we're going to run into some construction up here, and it's going to take a little bit of time.